In this project, you'll beep the speaker, but use the random function to determine how long the delay is between the beeps. In the void setup function, use the pin mode function with arguments A5 and output to set up your speaker. In the void loop function, you'll first use the tone function to start playing a tone of 500 Hz on port A5 where the speaker is plugged in. Next, you'll delay, but rather than use a set number here, you're going to use a random function to let the code decide how long this delay lasts. The random function itself has two arguments. The first is the smallest number you're willing to let the code randomly select from. The second argument is the largest number you want the code to randomly select from. So in this case, this delay could range from 10 to 1,999 milliseconds, or about 0.01 seconds to almost 2 seconds. The next line of code is a no tone function. The argument is A5, and that stops any tone from playing on the speaker. The next delay function is also using a random function instead of a number value. This is just like the delay on line 9. The delay will last between 10 and 2,000 milliseconds, and it's going to change each time the random function runs. So let's run through some imaginary scenarios of how this loop could run. A tone of 500 Hz starts playing on port A5, and then let's say that random decides 100 is going to be the duration of the delay. So the tone of 500 Hz will play for 100 milliseconds. Then the no tone function will stop the tone from playing. And then the second delay may be 1,500 milliseconds or 1.5 seconds. So this tone would have played for 0.1 second, stopped for 1.5 seconds, and then the code would reach the bottom of the void loop, jump back up to line 8, and start playing again. The second time the loop runs, it's also going to play that tone of 500 Hz on port A5, and then when the random function runs again, it's going to choose a different value. Maybe this time it chooses 1,750. So for 1.75 seconds, the tone of 500 will play on port A5. Then the tone will stop playing, and the second random function will decide a random number. Maybe it decides on 10 this time. So the no tone function is only going to last for 10 milliseconds or 0.01 seconds before the code reaches the end of the void loop and jumps back up and starts again. So every time the random function runs, it's going to select a new value from the range, which is the arguments that you provided. So no two loops are probably going to sound the same as long as you're running this program.